trying to beat Syndicate before I beat Origins, and I'm about halfway through the story mode, but I've been running around and liberating all the sections of
Depending on how much I get from my couple of games that I'm going to sell on my controller, I might buy either Origins, or I might even buy that what is it? That game I was talking about? I've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks. Oh, Players
I don't know,
Unknown
bro.
Battleground.
Oh, Unknown Battleground. Yeah, you talking about PUBG.
PUBG. I want to get that shit, but I don't. I kind of don't want to because I kind of floated it by my sister, so she might have bought it for me, but I don't know because it is a $30 game, and she wanted me to try to be a little under that, but she was like, but she said, I'll talk to T and see what T says, and then, so, I'm not going to buy it if she didn't buy it for me.
Yeah.
And then if I do, because then if I do, I'll be like, oh, fuck, now I got 2 copies of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I'm also thinking about buying.
You can trade if you buy 2 copies, man, and you already have a copy. All you gotta do is contact PlayStation Network and tell them that someone bought you an extra copy of this. If you could trade it for another game, and they'll let you trade it for another game of equal value or less.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if it's a digital.
Oh, if it's a digital?
Yeah, if it's a digital. Like basically say you bought it, right? But you bought that PUBG and then your sister tries to go on there and buy it for you, it'll go ahead and tell her that you already bought that game. It's already in your thing. Yeah. And so she could go ahead and buy another game. If she accidentally buys it twice, on like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if she bought it on your old account and not on your Inferno Man account, you just have to talk to them and have them switch. If she buys it for both of them, then you just put the one on the Inferno Man and tell them, look, you have this one on your other account. You wish to take it off and trade it in for equal value or a game of lesser value. But you gotta call them and talk to them, man. It always works better when you call them and talk to them than when you do it on the internet or Twitter and doing all that text and bullshit.
I understand.
Shit gets missing in context. That's the only reason why I say that. Now I'm about to take a little of this hashish and mix it with this bud. And I got bud and hashish. That's
Did you get some bud and hashish? Did you go rob someone?
Oh, hell no, man. Nah, man. Nah,
roasted.
I called my brother. I called my brother up, and my brother was like, he was like, nah, man, I ain't got no bud, but I got some hash. I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, bring some hash over, man. I want to try some good old hash. He was like, all right. So he brought over some hash, and my uncle was like, what the hell y'all doing? I was like, we about to go in here and smoke some hash. And he was like, oh, he said, I didn't know you was looking for some. He was like, I knew you was looking for some, but I didn't know you didn't have none on you. I was like, no, I didn't have none on me. He was like, well, here's a little bud, man. So he threw me some loud. And so now I'm about to take my hash and mix it up with my bud and smoke loud-ass hash and bud. And that's how it works, man.
Yeah,
that's how it works. It's what we call a bud cocktail.
I did that the other day, actually.
Cocktail this bitch up, man.
I took my dad had a piece of bud, and we found a piece of bud in fucking some shake, and I took we shook up some keef real quick, and I threw that shit on top of it. Bomb as fuck.
I don't really like keef. Keef, people are like, oh man, keef's the shit, man. I have keef blunts and stuff like that, man. But the shit all goes in the back of my throat when I go to hit it. I don't like that. I mean, if I was going to eat weed, I eat an edible. I ain't going to smoke a blunt and have it go through the end of the blunt and into the back of my throat every time I go to take a puff off of it. Now, I do like that keef on dab. Like, take some dab and get it ready. Take some keef, throw it down on some keef, heat that shit up and hit it all at once. Yeah, okay. Then we're doing something. But a Keith blunt or a joint, Keith in a bowl, yeah, I smoke Keith in a bowl, but not in a blunt. I don't like it in blunt or joints. What I really like doing, man, is taking cough syrup, man. Well, I ain't gonna tell you that. Never mind, never mind. Never mind. I like taking codeine, man. Like speed, it's like speedballing, man. But I like taking codeine and inlining a blunt with codeine, and then taking some honey, throwing it over that codeine on that honey. All right, that way you ain't got that syrupy taste of codeine. And then you roll that bitch up in a good old joint or a good old blunt, man, and you smoke that, and it will burn really fucking slow and really hard. But you'll be able to smoke that all day long and be out of your mind, man. You gotta be careful with codeine though, because you go too far down, you'll never come back up. You'll go under. It'll put you under. Like you're having an operation or something like that, man. You do too much codeine, it'll put you under. I'll be on it. Yeah, straight pimping. If you want me, you can find me in the AM on it, AM on it. Time, I gotta let you little niggas know when I'm coming through the AM on the Chevy 24s, man. I said sold.
Perfect, baby. Get my oatmeal down.
Yeah. Fuck oatmeal.
Hey. Oatmeal's better, good for you, man.
I know, I was being sarcastic.
Healthy for you.
I was being sarcastic.
It gives you shit that grits don't give you.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, you can't even spell sarcastic. Hey, I make a new rule.
That's fucked up.
You can't use words that you can't spell, Joey.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Asshole.
I made a new rule. I'm gonna make it nationwide. For you cannot say words that you cannot spell, nor use.
I think so too. People trying to use big words, they don't even know what they mean.
That's right.
Sarcastic.
Not just you, Joey, everybody.
It starts with a C, not an S, bro.
Okay, C.
Go ahead, correct you on that.
C. R.
No, C-A-R.
C-A-R.
Like car. I'm just joking. I'm joking, Joey. I'm joking. That's probably not even right, man. I'm just messing with you.
He was just joking, Joey. He's not serious.
Correct? No. I know he did mess with me.
No, I'm not messing with you. I'm being for cereal up in this bitch.
You being for cereal? You don't want me
cereal
getting
up
cereal.
in this bitch.
You don't want me getting cereal.
Don't make me break out the milk, cause Joey's got cereal.
I'm weak. Where does he live? South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Right?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah, my oldest boy has fucked up family in North Carolina.
Hey, now. We don't like them North Carolinians. That is a northern state in a southern area.
No shit, that don't make no sense.
Hey, how about this, man? They have a law where you can marry your first cousin.
Oh,
I'm dead serious. You can go to North Carolina, live in North Carolina, and marry your first cousin. Which down in the South, that shit's against the law. But yet they say the incest is all in the South. Well, technically, it's all in North Carolina.
Exactly.
It's all in North Carolina. Don't mix that up between the Carolinians. That shit's insane. It's true though. I never knew that. We was looking up the world's what is it? 10 of the most outrageous laws in America, and I forgot what state it's in. But if they catch you cheating on your wife, you can serve jail time, right? But my whole thing is who the fuck's gonna be sneaking up in your house with a video camera trying to catch you cheating on somebody? You know what I mean? Like the police are gonna be creeping in your house talking about, we watching you cheating, dog. We watching.
Got them drones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got them drones. Yeah. Yeah. You know.
It just doesn't taste the same without the syrup.
Yeah, you better think about that technology. Get with it.
Coming alive. I want to get a
That's
drone.
like Snowden.
I want to get a drone so bad. It's not even funny. But not with a
Do y'all
camera.
know about? Do you know about Snowden?
What do you think of making
No.
oatmeal peanut butter?
You don't know about Snowden?
Nope.
Do you even know who Snowden is?
Probably not.
Okay, Snowden was one of our technicians for the CIA, right? And that's his last name, Snowden. Right now, he is in Siberia Russian camp. It's a Russian prison camp. He's in Siberia for treason. All right, you know, this happened a couple of years ago. You know when the news came on, was saying that the government was using our cell phones, our iPads, our iCameras and stuff like that to see what we were doing? All right, he's the one who released that information, and they caught him for that. There's a movie based on him. It's called Snowden. You can watch it. But what it was the government was using all of our cams to spy on the humans. So we didn't have, we wasn't really living secretively. You know what I mean? Everybody thought that the government wasn't spying on them. Yeah, they were spying on us through our own phones, our own cams, our own, anything that had a camera on it. It didn't even have to be on. The company that made the phones and made the program for the phones, USA governments had got to them first and had a backdoor made into their company to where that they could use any of their fucking items to see through and spy on the Americans. Well, Snowden found out about it and he released it to 4 or 5 different disclaimers, which were like interviewers. CNN, a couple other people, but he met them all over in different areas. Like he met some people over in Italy, he met some people over in fucking Europe, he met some people over in Asia, and they finally busted them in Japan, giving information out to some German reporter about what was going on. That's how America actually got the feed. They got the feed from an outsource out in like other countries. Because he was selling it to other countries. He wasn't selling it to the Americans because the Americans didn't know, but the government knew. So he was going to get him for treason. So what he did is he gave it to reliable and sorted out sources, which were interviewers, that he gave them a flash drive. They took it home, took all that information and bunched it up into like a little program and sent it out to all the news places. And then we finally caught a wind of it, busted him in Japan and sent him over to fucking Siberia, Russia for prison camp. But his name is Snowden. You can look it up, man. It actually happened. And if you recall it, you can actually Google when that they were talking about it on the news in 2015, 2016. They didn't catch him until 2017, 2018. All right. But he released the information back in 2015 and 14 about them recording us, man, and all that shit. And then if you watch, they go on the nationalized television, nationalized news goes on. It says that, yeah, government's doing this. And then within 2 weeks later, retract their previous statement. And 60 days, fucking, what's his name, Larry King and all of them had a fucking field day with it.
No, don't eat
They
that.
had a field day. But his name's Snowden, man. And there is a movie. They made a movie not too long ago, last year or the year before, about him. And you can Google him and everything. He is charged with espionage and treason. All because he told America that America's spying on him. And that's what America will do to you. It's crazy.
True. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. It's true. It's dead true, man. There's there's statements, facts, dude. There's miles of fucking information of it.
Your phone
I could give you days.
Your phone can be tracked by the government.
Yeah, Yeah.
You think that's not? You think they don't do it other ways too? A fucking
Bro, I tell you this.
a laptop,
When
a fucking laptop. My friend, one of my friends that I used to play with before he said some shit to me that I didn't like. He went and fucking like called Sony and told Sony about this guy who was fucking like hacking his shit, making it to where he couldn't get on and shit, right? So he knew someone at Sony, and he told them about that shit, and he never called the cops, but Sony called the cops, and they caught that fool. No, they caught the person that was hacking my friend in the act of hacking him.
yeah, it's a federal crime, bro.
Exactly.
Anytime I tell you this, who
Any
owns
kind
the
of
government? I
hacking,
mean, who
any
owns the
kind of
internet?
hacking is
Who owns
fucking
the
illegal.
internet? Who owns the internet?
The government.
All right. What is the government? Government is federal. It's federal government. Is that not right?
Yes.
Okay. Anytime you go to hack, glitch, move, anything like that, anytime you do anything like that on the internet, you just committed a federal crime. You know why? Because the federal government owns the internet. And that's the only reason they need to give out. That is it. That's the only reason why. Dude, I can tell you right now, I'm a part of this list, all right? It's a black list, okay? If a worldwide hack happened in South Carolina, or there was a major hack done in South Carolina, they're going to send a cop out to my house, pick me up, and a whole bunch of other people, and we're going to be sent to a room, and we're going to have to sit in this room, and they're going to interview us, all because we're known and likely suspects that could do this on a computer, cell phone, tablet, any internet source, Like we went in PlayStation Network on 4/20/2013 and shut the PlayStation Network down. The only reason why we did it is because it was a 420 joke, right? All we did was send mass emails to the center base, well, their center tower. And there were so many people doing it, the tower couldn't take it all. There's so many emails, so many phones, so many texts, so many goddamn reports coming off of systems. All went in, Sony couldn't take it all. So the tower, what does it do when it can't comprehend too much information? What does any tower do after it can't, it makes an error or it can't take in too much information? It automatically shuts down to save itself. It shut itself down and was down for 24 hours. Actually, it was down for like 3 days, and then it came back up. All right. Well, in the midst of us doing that, there was a guy had went on there and took money out of people's accounts, and they got him for forgery, and they got him for grand larceny. Grand larceny is over $1,000. They caught him with $32,000 in his PlayStation Network. Now, what he did is after we shut it down, he went in there and took money out of people's accounts and put it in his account. But he was charged with grand larceny. He can't even touch anything technical. Like, he's out. Like, he's a friend of mine. He is out. And he's on the streets. He can't touch a cell phone, can't be near a cell phone, can't touch a fucking laptop. He is on probation for 5 fucking years and can't even be on the internet. If he's caught on the internet, he is gone for 7 years. Federal. He's going fed time. If they catch him near a fucking cell phone, using a cell phone, or being on the internet with a cell phone, he is gone for 7 fucking years. No, there's no parole date.
He's a dumbass.
He's got to
I'm
do
sorry
that
to say it.
7 years. That's 7 years in a day.
Sorry to say it, dumbass.
Yeah, but hey, he done that. That was on him. Now, now we all got hit. I got hit with a couple of things. I just don't even really want to talk about. But I got hit with a couple of things, and a couple of my friends got hit with a couple of things. We got 2 years of fucking probation, so we couldn't touch. Well, actually, I was going to get 2 years all the way, right? And if I'd done 2 years, I would have done a year and a half, and I would have got out. All right, but I didn't. We settled out of court for probation. Did 2 years of probation, got off, and now I'm going through the shit to try to get it expunged off my record because dude, that's on my record, man. I mean, I'm on the. I had to sign a piece of paper, man. I'm on a list. Like, if anything happens, like technical or like a big hack goes down or whatever, they can pull up to my house, search my fucking house, go through anything, go through my files, go through my internet, go anything I own, man, and go through it. And I can't do shit. I can't do shit about it. All because we did that. We helped. We was a part of that. They charged like 30 motherfuckers with this, man. Not including me. There's 30, 40 other people that were doing it, and it was worldwide. It was nationwide that we did it. But yeah, man.